Thank you, everybody. And on behalf of the International Development Research Centre, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome the Parliamentary Secretary for Status of Women, Anju Dhillon. Ms. Dhillon represents the riding of Dorval-Lachine-LaSalle. She holds an Honours Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Concordia University and an Honours Bachelor of Law from Université de Montréal. Parliamentary Secretary Dhillon, let me give you a warm welcome to IDRC. Earlier this afternoon, we hosted 2 panels to showcase the vital role that research can play in informing policies and practice on key women's empowerment priorities like access to quality and affordable childcare and protection against violence against women. Our panelists drew on their work in Mexico, Colombia, India, Kenya, and right here in Canada. And for IDRC, this global perspective is a critical one to bring to International Women's Day, and it's also why we're particularly delighted to have you here from Status of Women Canada. We know that many of the issues raised here this afternoon resonate strongly also with your organization, and so we're particularly delighted that you will give us some closing remarks for this afternoon's event. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you here today.
Today, I apologize for the tardiness. We were voting in the House and I could not leave until it was over. So, good afternoon to all of you. What a pleasure it is to be here with you on this special day. Je suis ravie de passer une partie de la...
I'm very pleased to spend part of the International Women's Day with you. There is such an energy around this day. And the idea of being able to giving the women tools to achieve equality gives me great inspiration, and I feel very privileged to be able to participate in all of this. As you probably know, Canada has celebrated this International Women's Day with the theme, Give Tools for Equality. We chose this theme to indicate the importance of reaching equality.
Understand what empowerment means and how it can improve women's lives. This organization has been at the forefront of this movement. Your work to share knowledge, innovation, and solutions enhances the lives of so many people living in the developing world. This sharing of knowledge and tools is, at its core, about empowering people with the resources they need to succeed. It is a simple concept, but it is powerful. Minister Haidu will soon be leading the Canadian delegation to the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. Her message there will be that gender equality is not just a human rights issue, it is essential for sustainable development, social justice, peace, and security. In fact, gender equality, the empowerment of women and girls, and the full realization of their human rights are central to Canada's approach to international development. This is why gender equality is integrated into our development assistance programming as part of our commitment to improve the lives of women and girls globally.
I know that the Research Centre for International Development follows the same objectives. I would like to thank you for all of the work that has been done through the innovation for the health of women and their young in Africa. There are many people working to see how they can improve the health of women in sub-Saharan Africa. You're helping improve the condition of femmes by protecting their health and their well-being. These are very important elements for the equality between sexes. To be equal, women and girls need to be able to live without violence.
Violence against women receives the attention it deserves from the international community. We recognize the profound connections between gender-based violence and inequality, and we have made it our business to keep this issue on the agenda. For example, Canada has been leading the global movement to end child, early and forced marriage. In fact, Minister Bibo will be participating in focused discussions on this issue at the upcoming United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. We will continue working with our partners to eliminate this deeply harmful practice. En fin de compte, nous voulons que les femmes et les...
We believe that women and girls, wherever they come from, they should be able to flourish and live the lives that they want, which means to have the freedom to be able to go ahead with towards their own objectives. The equality between the sexes is essential. So in this day of the International Day of the Woman, we have a lot of work that needs to be done here and elsewhere so that women can achieve equality and that they will be able to allow for themselves, their families, and the community to move ahead.
The consequences for women and girls are dire. Many become trapped in cycles of daily victimization that are very difficult to break. That is why gender equality cannot exist without empowerment. Empowerment breaks old cycles and starts new ones. This is true whether you live in Montreal or in Mali. Empowerment takes small, personal victories and turns them into systemic change. Over the past few weeks, the Government of Canada has been asking Canadians to put a face on empowerment by using social media to tag the women who inspire them. Si ce n'est déjà fait, je vous encourage à identifier une femme.
If you haven't done so already, I would like to ask you to identify with hashtag. We'd like you, and so with the social media, to indicate women who have inspired you so that you can show what type of daily gesture, a small gesture, can be done to help us to move a little closer to equality. Once again, I would like to thank the Centre for having invited me today. Thank you for all the work that you do. It's a very important work that contributes to the improvement of life of those who are most vulnerable.
This event, which illustrates so vividly how women's empowerment, gender equality, and development intersect. The work that you do, that we all do, is laying the groundwork for lasting equality, both here and around the world. Thank you for your time. Merci beaucoup. Passez une bonne journée.
Thank you, Parliamentary Secretary Dhillon, for those inspiring words and for joining us this afternoon on what is a very, very busy day for Status of Women Canada. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to all our panelists and presenters from around the world. We had a really inspiring day. Merci beaucoup d'être parmi nous.
Thank you very much for having been with us this afternoon.
Again on the next International Women's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.